Hi, this is a quick lesson about relaxation and posture. This is a good time to just practice learning that feeling of having good posture and what it feels like to be relaxed, because many of you already have good posture and good maybe some kind of relaxation practice, but as soon as we are learning to do something new, or as soon as we, even if it's not something new, when we become attached to a result, it doesn't matter if we're looking for spice in the cupboard or working on the computer and we got to get this email done in 10 minutes or 5 minutes, or if we're learning to play a new song or something new on the guitar. If we're focused on the result, that's when we start to get tension. And so it's a good idea to visit our good posture and our relaxation, or start to learn that before we start learning to play guitar. So, and then what you do is when you learn what it feels like to have good posture and to be relaxed. And then when you start learning new things to do on the guitar, you pause very often to check and see, have I raised my shoulder? Have I begun to slouch? Have I cocked my neck? And you just fix it every minute or two or every few minutes. So during prep week, with not even trying to play music yet, let's just become aware. I'm going to focus on sitting. Most of you can also do this standing if you're going to play guitar standing. So either standing or sitting. If you've ever done anything like yoga, karate, maybe some athletics or ballet, if you've ever had a reason, or you're in the army, to have good posture, you want to remember that feeling. If you can call on something that you've already learned, just call on that and remember that feeling of good posture. If you're sitting, you want to be sitting, you have things I'll just call sits bones. I'm sure that's not the medical term, but feel your weight on those bones, rather than, if you're leaning forward, your weight might be on the back of your thighs, but you want your weight resting on those bones. And your spine isn't necessarily straight, but it's well balanced, so you don't have to use extra muscles holding yourself up. There are muscles around your spine that should be engaged. If everything's relaxed, that's no good. There's muscles you have around your spine. We can call those erector muscles. And if you feel something engaged around your spine, those muscles are supposed to be engaged to hold you up. But these muscles that hold your shoulders up, no, you want those relaxed. One good thing to do once you feel like, and you don't want, it's not one exact position that you stay in frozen like a statue. It's fluid. Because if it's not fluid, then you have tension. And when you're playing your instrument, you can move and be fluid, and that's healthy. So have, kind of a nice, feel your spine balanced, weight on your sit bones. Or if you're standing, you feel your feet. Feet should be, if you're standing, parallel and about shoulder width and flat, not tipped onto one side or the other of your foot, or forward or back. Nice, firm pressure under your feet. And it's a good idea to just gently draw your shoulders up and expand your chest and rotate them back and let them come down, and then feel everything kind of relaxed and in place. And if that feels relaxed, if it feels nice, memorize that feeling, because you're going to want to come back to that as often as possible. And when we start playing our guitar, often, we talked about this in another lesson, if I'm sitting up straight like this, I can't really see my fingertips very well. So if you need to lean over in order to see your fingertips, lean over. But don't stay there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes while you try to learn. Sit back up again and take a break often and feel that relaxed feeling. And we want to stray from this relaxed posture as little as possible. And when we need to move and look, come back up often. And when you're learning something new, pause every few minutes and just check for tension. And if you feel tension, stand up, and that gives me a good idea. I could show you some things to help relieve the tension if you're getting, stiff neck or something. So let's see. And then it's not just your neck and shoulders. Often we do weird things with our arms, and sometimes we don't realize we're doing it. I used to always go like this until it was pointed out to me, and then I realized whether I was playing guitar, I'd go like that. If I was sewing, I would go like that. If I was reaching for spice in the cupboard, and it never helped one little bit. It just gave me tension. So sometimes when we're learning something new, we might, without realizing it, throw our elbow way out. We might throw our wrist way out, and that's not what we want. So from our nice, neutral, kind of relaxed, just sitting here, even if we weren't holding a guitar kind of posture, notice how my upper arm didn't move a whole lot. It's like it's just hanging there. And then the way we get around the guitar, that elbow stays put. For a beginner, it's going to stay there most of the time. There are times when you want to bring it out more. But for now, it should be just kind of hanging there. And when you begin, you want to do a lot of work with a straight wrist, even if it's just one note. And so you can see what it feels like to have a nice straight wrist. And we also don't want, see, now I'm back over to the right hand. This should be pretty straight. There's a tendency to cock it like this, but actually this is better. And when your fingers pluck, there is sort of an angle there between your fingers and the string. But you want this pretty straight, and you'll end up not plucking. You'll end up not plucking like this, but you'll end up plucking more like this with the side. And we'll go more into that later. But if this is straight, then whatever happens, or you might be picking with the pick. So, but the general idea is just be aware and notice what you're doing, and all these little shapes and things that we do. Pay attention and say, is this relaxed? Is this sort of a neutral position? Am I bending something that doesn't really need to bend? And when you're aware, then your body will tell you. One of my favorite books is Kenny Werner, and the name of the book is Effortless Mastery. It's an excellent book. Maybe not, I don't know if I recommend it for beginners, but maybe I'll have to think about it. But anyway, Kenny Werner says when your body is relaxed, and you're playing music, you're learning to play new things in music, when your body is relaxed, your body will teach you what the motion should be. And that's a really interesting concept. So if we come from being relaxed and we're just paying attention as we learn something new, try not to get too hung up on being attached to the result, and just, move in the direction of what we're learning, and spend some of our time focusing on noticing what we're doing with our hands, fingers, elbows, neck, head. And it's a good idea when we're practicing to focus on different things at different times. So at least part of the time you want to be focusing on what I just said, relaxation and all the motions you're doing with your body. And then part of the time you can focus on your result and getting the right note at the right time and those new movements that you're learning. So spend a little time this week thinking about relaxation, and even if you're not with your guitar, just notice how you're carrying yourself and how your body feels when you're relaxed. And maybe if you don't often sit in a hard chair, you can have a chair with padding, but you want a firm chair. You don't want to be like leaning back on the couch kind of thing. So if you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later. Bye.